The EU mod collection was quite nice this week. We're going to start with the Quilted Saxony Burst. It looks like your regular modern Supreme, however they changed a few elements to it, such as having a primarily dark deep sea finish, but then look closely at the edges, it's a metallic blue border that appears to come and go depending on your lighting situation. This looks to me to be the Guitar Center exclusive Supreme in Sea Smoke. Just they added the new border to it just to make it a little bit different. So with Guitar Center being a USA exclusive dealer that doesn't ship overseas, assuming Anderton's Peach or some other dealer doesn't have them over there, which is sometimes the case, it was nice that the option was there. However, it doesn't look like the fun actually ended there. They did indeed go ahead and do a brand new finish over our headstock, so that's a matching dark blue. And okay, complete blue on the back too. But now check out the Platypus King. Yeah, I know that's not how that title really reads, but it's way cooler named like that. Once again, we've got a very tasteful blue finish with black hardware. But you know what? I don't think I've ever seen a sideways vibrola ever on a Firebird. Like, you hardly ever even see Bigsby's or anything. That just looks really cool to me. Mini humbuckers now, but look closely at our pick guard. It actually does have a light blue streak painted onto it. Something about the chrome and black mix matching makes that lighter fretboard choice work. But whoa, I was really expecting matching headstock on here, but they went for the blacked out vibe. Whereas the back was also done up very similarly. All we need is a doofy little decal with a platypus that has a crown on it. And I can totally appreciate this would not be for everybody, but electric purple satin on a Junior? I would love to see a pastel color series again that gets outfitted like this, because even our rosewood fretboard kind of has a little bit of purple mixed in it, but then we've got our Moto pick guard with cream P90 pickup cover. It's just your regular wrap tail piece, and they try to blend that all together with your reflector knobs. And nothing too fancy as far as our headstock goes. No pearl logos, just regular silkscreen. And outside of our pearloid backplate, you just get the continuation of your nice lavender finish. But now moving stateside, we've got one for the lefties, Sangria Sparkle. That's $6,400. That's about $1,000 premium. However, if you're going to custom order a lefty, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they have a slight upcharge already. So for a custom finish like this, it seems within the ballpark, and you don't have to wait, but it is still a premium price technically. But it's got beautiful chrome hardware with that really dark purplish red finish. It looks pretty standard from this edge. And continuing our theme has the same finish all along the back. Hold the phone. I'm sorry. I take everything back. That is a 68 reissue. So that's going to have things like the ABR1 bridge. I mean, yes, it still has the long neck tenon, but it's going to have a slightly chunkier neck profile and a few other unique things. For example, the size of our custom emblem. Those are normally 6,200, but for these fancy custom colors, I mean, you see where they go. Those do have some aging to it. So $200 premium over a regular one. But if King Platypus wasn't your style, he also has his friend, the Limon Chalada. That's my best attempt at pronunciating it anyways. So a little bit of tribal tattoo design. Still got your bird on here. It's a platypus, so it just looks like it's neck through, but it is still a set neck construction. Looks like they left our pickups alone this time, but the black and white plastics mix is quite nice with this finish, especially since they added a blank poker chip around our toggle switch. I was gonna say, this thing better have a matching headstock, and they did not disappoint. But the big question is, did they put a new lime green silk screen on it? Or is there a slightly tinted clear coat that went over a white logo? Judging by what I'm seeing here, I think it's the latter. However, I very well could be wrong. This is just one photo to go off of. And oh, nice. I love it when they do this attention to detail stuff. Did they have to put it on the back? No, but they did anyway, and I think that makes it way more fun. But yeah, that price definitely reflects. If you're looking for something a little bit more tame, we've got a 59 reissue 355 in Better Be Blue. You don't see many bright colored 355s out there, so this really is a real change of pace. Man, you still get the gold hardware. We don't have any veritones or no pick guard. Very boisterous, but not too crazy. We didn't paint the headstock or anything. We've just got a regular mother of pearl in that aspect with our fun, goofy looking Gibson logo. And in typical fashion, leave the neck natural. Now this thing's pretty insane. Standard 60s sun rays. 3,600 is pretty pricey for one of these. And I kind of wish this design would have emanated from this corner, but at the same time, I can see why they didn't, because then maybe the pickguard would be covering up the primary portion of it. But I still think having all the rays come out from where your arm rests on it would be way cooler. But it looks like our knobs might actually be a metallic blue. And this reminds me of some sort of a sunscreen brand. I don't remember which one, but oh my goodness, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? It looks like we're going to have a dark royal blue edge. I'm really excited to see that. Put that into production, Gibson. I would love to see a gemstone series. Give it ruby, sapphire, and emerald. The real question is, how do you color the top? Because it's going to look so different over maple as compared to the mahogany. Maybe they just do it on one of the mahogany topped ones. I was curious if they painted the headstock. Doesn't look like it, just left it blank. But I really liked this one. It's priced at a premium at $3,000, but bronze toffee victory. I'll be honest, I could care less about the finish. Metallic toffee, whatever. I'm looking at that pick guard. It's a real quilted maple guard. I would love to see Gibson make a production run of guitars with figured pick guards like that. And I get it, there would probably be a premium price associated with it, but it's so unique, and Gibson rarely does that. And you know what? I would actually be okay if it was just a veneer over top of plastic. But zooming in here, that does not appear to be the case on this particular one. But then when we flip over to the back, we don't have any control plates back here, so we can't expect one there. But they did continue on our new paint job all over. Also, to help make up the new price difference, they did put custom buckers in there. And don't worry, we've got grapes again this week, this time in slate grape satin, but this time a 345. So as we learned in the Marcus King episode, we've got the 3-ply binding on the front, which looks great, and it's a really nice subtle purple. I feel like this could be a really nice rockabilly-like guitar. And then it looks like we're going to have that natural edge, but it reminds me of a vine, so it works. Just need some green tuner buttons or something crazy. Or maybe just do a hint of green just for the center crown. But seeing is believing, and now we know. But oh boy, SG Jazz Storm. So it's white with a whole bunch of metallic flakes thrown onto it. Looks like we've got blue, red, gold as our primary colors. If they were any bigger, I would call this a jawbreaker finish. But you do have an interesting combination of pickups here. So a P94 in the neck and then a regular uncovered bridge humbucker, which according to our spec sheet is a 57 Classic. But the face of the headstock is matching the pick guard. Otherwise, we just have the mini Grover tuners up top and blanked out truss rod cover, and you get the continuation of all the jawbreakeriness on the back. That's one that's either going to look better or worse in person. Let's see if we have any candid shots that helps us see it better. Yeah, there we go. Because when the light hits it, it's going to be reflecting like you can kind of see in these few areas. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But at the same time, ouch. Rather than touching that up, what you need to do is sculpt this out and layer up some birch wood similar to the Zoot Suit series, and then concave it to make it look like, oh no, I busted my jawbreaker. At the time of recording, this is the only one that sold quickly. It's a Les Paul Custom Galactic Charcoal. What a strange name. You know, charcoal. Unless you're spelling it, I don't think people will understand. I had to look it up just to make sure it wasn't like some space thing, but no. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. A little bit of black and blue. Definitely galactic vibes here with our straight black hardware, including uncovered pickups with a little bit of gold built in. Same thing with our pick guard with its bracket. And hey, they match it even with our toggle switch tip. And I accidentally went back to this tab, and perhaps it's a reference to this reptilian guy? That's why I wish Gibson would just do a weekly series where they talk about the mod collection guitars. It wouldn't take them that long. And they can at least say, hey, here's why we named it this. Because trust me, a little bit of human nation goes a long way when it comes to talking about unique guitars. People want to know the stories and inspirations behind things. But the back follows up everything else we had just seen. From black back plates to golden strap buttons, work your way up your new sparkly neck before you see golden tuner screws in your Grovers. But whoa, glad I zoomed in on that. What's with the handwritten serial number? Did they run out of ink? Well, we'll wrap things up with the Gibson USA demo shop. I thought the standard 50s was kind of interesting because the farther away you are from it, it's got like this diagonal top and it matches all throughout it. And then, whoa, what on earth? I didn't see this when I picked this out. We got a dark spot in the neck right there. Just random dark streaks in the wood. It nearly looks like this started life as a darker finish, but the tuners shaded the sun. But then you can't explain that from right there. I like that guitar. But here's a regular standard 50s gold top. However, this one's actually special. This is one of the Bizarre Guitar exclusive 50th anniversary models. They just took the special backplate off of it. But that is a dealer in Reno, Nevada, who had a custom run of Gibson USA's. Here was a pretty unique top on a Bourbon Burst 50s. I mean, that almost looks more like a Tri-Burst. That's really dark on the edge, really red here, and then the yellow. And I'm not really talking about the flame. I'm talking talking about this interesting wood grain underneath it. And then you also have all the mineral streakages. This just has all the 3 main categories you can look for: grain, flame, and minerals. But nothing too special going on the back. Our next one is another double gold, but instead of being gold on the back, it's a dark back, but not too dark. It's that nice light in-betweenish color. This Les Paul Studio in ebony got a custom pick guard, and they played with the knobs a little bit. Another nice top on a bourbon burst, but in a slightly wavier way than usual. Lots of nice pixelation. If you wanted to be a little bit more straight, you'd have to go for this lemon burst. I'd say that piece was cut differently because you don't have the same pixelation effect, but it is cool. Very checkered. But if boat wave is more your style, here's a standard 60s and unburst. It kind of gets a dead spot here in this particular viewing angle anyways. I bet it looks nice in person. They also uncovered our bridge, Jimmy Page style, among many of others. And you've got the blinding red back. And then lastly, I picked out this Hummingbird Special because they call it Vintage Cherry Sunburst, but I kind of like the way that the red isn't in your face. It's a little bit faded out. But then the yellow has been contaminated with a little bit of that, and it just looks like this spruce top is particularly light colored, so it's almost like a pink burst in a roundabout way, as compared to that really dark cherry that you see here on the back. But alright, Troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed this week's recap, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.